If you've never seen a kettle like this before, then you are in for an absolute treat with this video. Don't worry, the vast majority of this is going to be the kettle actually in use and boiling water in a pot on top of the kettle too. But before we get to that, I want to very briefly just show you this close-up so you can see what all the parts are like and how much it weighs and the general size. I want to also make it clear at this point that over a decade ago, the Kelly Kettle people themselves actually sent me this for free. So that's just a bit of information for you to know while you watch this review. But I am going to say here, the fact that over a decade later I am still using this thing indicates that I do actually quite like this product. So this is the cook set that they sent out with it, and as you'll see it's roughly 400 grams, although I struggle to even do this simple task of weighing some simple inanimate objects on camera, as you'll see here, and no, I'm failing. So I don't really use this stuff. I'm far more interested in using the Kelly kettle, as you can see is just the basic kettle itself with the kettle part and then this base where you burn the actual fuel to heat the water, which, as I say, don't worry, we're going to see plenty of this in action. And in this video I'm also going to use the pot on the top just to illustrate how it all works. This is my little Trangier alcohol stove, and I just want to make a point here that as much as I love the Kelly kettle, you can see how much more it weighs and how massive it is compared to something like the Trangier. So here's our first negative point for the Kelly kettle, that it's not a nice lightweight small footprint that you're going to pop in your backpack and barely realise it's there if you're going off wild camping or doing long distance hikes up in the mountains. You're really going to know that you've got something like this with you. So as I get this lit, I will own up and say I cheated and used a little bit of bioethanol as a fire lighter, but it does give us a dramatic moment here where you can see within seconds of the match going into the base of the kettle, wait for it, we suddenly get flames shooting out of the top of the kettle itself. And this is an immediate, fantastic illustration as to why this item is such an efficient way to boil water. Because even though initially my fire starting was appalling, within a minute or two you can see we had this really good roaring flame coming up. And that is literally exposing a cylinder of water to 360 degrees of the heat from that flame. And my goodness me, what a flame and what a dramatic image that is. You can regulate the intensity of the fire to a certain extent by swiveling the base of this. So there's an air hole that you may have seen in the close-up images of this, and if you turn that directly into the wind so you get far more of an air intake, it of course is going to really push through the oxygen and really help it burn with an intensity such as this, although this is a time-lapse image just to make that very clear. And if you turn the opening away from the direction of the wind, of course it's not going to get quite that intense rush of oxygen being forced through the device itself. I just want to quickly interrupt the flow of this video to show you how to correctly use this. So you can see the handle is rigid, so you're meant to lift it up with the handle at a right angle so it avoids your hands going directly above the flame shooting through the middle, which is what would happen if you lifted it up normally like this. And I've done this repeatedly myself and singed my fingers, and actually the original edit of this video shows me lifting it up with my hand directly above the flame, which was not right. So I just wanted to clear that up for this edit. Just look at this, what a place to be. This is where I came and filmed my Trangier video review, because it's just fantastic. On these very same rocks, a little mossy rock where you can sit and enjoy your pasta in a cup, and of course some nice flat fireproof rocks right at the water's edge, just in case something ridiculous did happen. And you can see here it's already started to boil that water. Now that is what it looks like with exactly 1 litre of water in it, and as you can see it is actually spitting out a little bit of that boiling water. So just something to consider and something to think about depending on where you're using this and how you're using this. You might want to have just a little bit less than that 1 litre. So the water was boiled within 4 minutes, and that's considering how inefficient I had been with fueling it and adding wood to the fire. But because I was totally foolish, I added a couple of extra sticks just before it started to boil, because I didn't realise it was quite so close to boiling, which meant as I raised the kettle, as you can see there, all of those extra bits of wood fell into place across the base, which meant there was no way for me to safely put the kettle back on, although of course I didn't really particularly need to. I just like to try and keep open flames like that as covered up as I possibly can, so I had to just let them burn a little bit more before I could put the kettle on top and cover up those flames. To be completely honest, I wouldn't consider this a problem 90% of the time. It's only really, in my view, if you've got extreme wind conditions that are potentially going to blow burning embers and ashes out of the base towards any flammable objects, whether that's leaf litter that might set fire to the ground around you, or whether that's things like your tent or sleeping bag that might be in the vicinity. But of course, usual fire safety procedures should be observed when using an item like this, especially in the great outdoors. Now, I wanted to put 500 ml of water on the pot on top of the pot stand, just because rather than something like beans or any other items that you might cook in a pan normally, a bit of soup, I suppose, that would have been a good idea. That would have been a very good idea in hindsight, but too late now. But I wanted to do something that you could clearly see when it was boiling or not. So of course, by the time the pot and the pot stand have gone on top, we've already got a huge amount of heat in the kettle itself and a well-established fire funneling loads of heat up through the centre of the kettle. So it didn't take long at all to start that water boiling. And as you can see, of course, the remaining water in the kettle gave us this nice plume of steam for the remainder of the fire and video. In all honesty, again here, I was so focused on eating my pasta, and because the kettle itself was pumping out so much steam, I don't think I fully realised just how much the top pan of water was starting to boil until goodness knows how long after all of the bubbles had started to form at the base. And you can see once the water's got to that point, you've got literally maybe 20 to 30 seconds or just a couple of extra sticks in the fire before it's actually fully boiling. And of course, if you wanted to, you could have been boiling that pan of water at the same time I was boiling the initial litre of water in the kettle itself. But just for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you how the Kelly kettle looks and how easy it is to put extra wood into the fire itself when it's just the kettle being used on its own. So you've seen me use this for an extensive period now, and you've heard me talk quite negatively about it in some respects. But why do I love this thing, and why do I still use it over a decade later? Well, it's a novelty to start with. That's not the reason why I think these are great, but it's just good fun to be out somewhere beautiful like this at the river's edge using an item like this to make a cup of pasta. I've used it on the boats that I've lived on, I've used it in people's back gardens and out on other short walks like this. But really, this is a survival item. It's not really a nice little backpacking item like my Trangia stove or a gas stove, as we've seen. However, if you're going to be out for a prolonged period of time, something like the Kelly kettle, providing you can get the fire started in the first place, will give you a near infinite fuel supply made up of the sticks and woods surrounding you in the great outdoors, where my alcohol stove has only got maybe a couple of hours absolute maximum burn time from one load of alcohol, or a gas bottle has got a very limited amount of use and amount of burning time, no matter how economical you try to be. The Kelly kettle is going to give you that endless burn time and allow you to boil litres and litres and litres of water, never having to worry about how much you're using, unless you've found yourself in a completely deforested area, in which case you might have bigger problems anyway. But I'm a really big fan of this. I think it's a great item, it's really well made, and as I say, the fact they sent it to me over a decade ago and I'm still using it hopefully shows that I do genuinely like this item. So I suppose I'll wrap things up here and say a tremendous thank you for tuning in and watching this video. I'd like to say a massive thank you to my recent supporters, whether that's channel memberships, PayPal, coffee, or Facebook subscriptions and so on. It really does mean a lot to me, and as many of you know, so much of my adventures over the last year or so wouldn't have been possible without your support, so thank you very much everybody. I will leave some Amazon associate links to items like this one in the description below. If you buy through those, I will get a commission, so it's a great way to support the channel if you were looking at getting something like this anyway. And I suppose until the next time, I'll simply say, have an absolutely fantastic day, keep it interesting, keep it stove worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell.